What's up, guys? Welcome to episode, 15 of the DCXP podcast. I am Mike, joined as always by my brother Joe and Savannah, and the Washington football team won again. How we doing?
I'm all aboard the Washington football team train, as you can tell by my tank top. So I'm all in. Let's go.
Yes, Savannah bought that tank top, and apparently they are 2-0, right?
The Washington football team's 2-0 since I bought this tank top, and the Steelers are 0-2. So you're welcome.
That's
It's happening.
I don't know.
Slowly becoming a Washington fan, just like that.
I know. Who knew? That's all it took. The tank top, a few wins. I'm all
This
in.
is a cry for help, by the way. I'm wearing the Sean Taylor jersey out of desperation. We need this win this week. We need to lock in the playoffs.
So speaking of Sean Taylor jersey, if you follow us, you'll have seen that we put up the side-by-side. Sean Taylor's fumble return against Philadelphia, Chase Young's fumble return against Arizona. Very similar plays. Not this. I mean, Sean Taylor's kind of iced a playoff spot for the Washington Redskins at the time. Chase Young's helped them get closer to a playoff spot. But through that, we got a ton more followers. Or not a ton, but a handful more followers. So welcome if you decide to check this out. We don't do this normally, but you can shout out your Twitter handles. Where can they follow you guys?
I'm at Savjay, SAVJAYE.
And you'll see it at the bottom of our little squares here. But Savannah, Joe is at what? At
NYA_Joe C.
And
Check
that's
it out.
And I'm at Mikey Civ, as you can see right there. But yeah, so big win. They are now 6-7.
Mm-hmm.
Top the NFC East, which, by the way, in the last 4 weeks, they have the best record amongst any division. So stop making fun of that division. They are the NFC Beast as far as I'm concerned. And Joe, you once again wrote a write-up and recap. I almost said a rewrite. But yeah, what was your just quick hitting reaction from it?
Just the defense, unbelievable. The biggest thing that I would take away from what I talked about is the second half differential for points between 2019 for the Washington football team and 2020. It's 12.9 points in the second half per the defense in 2019. That's at like 6.5 now. So almost doubled they basically cut it in half, and now obviously top two in the NFL in tied with the Rams, I think, for best defense in the second half in the NFL. So really crazy stat, and if they can keep that going, then that should be a playoff defense, right?
Yeah, I mean they're playing they're getting the national attention now. I think ESPN had a segment with the lower third saying Washington's defense basically opens up their Super Bowl window opens up next season. Now that's bearing they get a QB, and we can talk on that in later episodes. That's not for today's episode. Right now, we don't know who their quarterback's going to be. It looks like Alex Smith. This week we can get into that real quick, but yeah, let's go back to defense. Chase Young, he had, I think, oh man, I don't even know what his stat line was. He had a touchdown, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, a sack, 2 batted passes, and he had something else in there. A bunch of a couple of tackles for loss, QB hits. That was why you drafted him second overall. I was watching. I was like, he is, because he was injured earlier in the year. That's why maybe he wasn't producing. But that was just I don't even know how to describe that game.
That was the best game I've seen from anybody in a long time. I'm trying to be unbiased. I was watching the game and I was like, this guy's ridiculous. When he picked the ball up and he just had that extra little motor and just got by everybody, broke the tackle, goodbye, touchdown. I mean, it was unbelievable. I love watching him play. I'm so happy we drafted him. Brings me a lot of joy. So thank you, Chase.
No, that game was one that I was finding myself standing up and cheering for the first time in a long time, where I was like, this is exciting to watch. It's fun to watch. And I'm proudly wearing my tank tops.
Wow.
Brown.
Well, they did feel like a I don't know, it's weird how a good team. It's like we're getting to a point now. I think next season, if they get a quarterback, you'll be able to say like, okay, we expect them to win these games, and it's okay to feel actually just disappointed because like, oh, we had a good team and we lost. Like I was like how I don't know the Seahawks feel normally, where it's like, hey, we have a good team and we don't usually get beat, but when we do, it's like, ah, damn, but we still have a good team. Usually the Washington football team's like, yeah, we just suck, and we're waiting for the draft pick, and like that's what we're so used to. So it's kind of like they were talking about Bills fans because the Bills now are like really good all of a sudden, and it's uncomfortable for Bills fans to be like, are we good? Like, can we make the Super Bowl this year? And so it's kind of we're not making the Super Bowl this year. If we do, that's going to be wild. But yeah, I think the defense is good enough. I mean, Montez Sweat had a good game too. Montez Sweat, he would have had another sack if he didn't get actually tackled by the guy. It was a holding call, but he was all over the place. Kevin Pierre-Louis literally trucked what's his face? Juszczyk, is that his name?
Yeah.
I forget how to pronounce it. It has a bunch of consonants and no vowels in his name. He trucked him and then got a sack. It was one of the better defensive plays I've seen all year. So the defense is really good. Cam Curl, a 7th round draft pick. He got a pick 6. It's fun right now. I don't care who the team is.
Style. Yeah, he like flipped into the end zone. I was like, yeah, you show them you're awesome.
Yeah, and you said that was the first time you ever flipped?
I was trying to find this research, but I couldn't find anything on it. But that's 2 rookie touchdowns in one game. I know that Carolina had 2 from the same player. Is that right?
So I forget the stat. It's the first time 2 rookies had defensive touchdowns in a game since, it was a long time ago. The year that I remember, it was either pre-Super Bowl era or like early on in the Super Bowl era. It was like 40-something years ago at least. It was a while ago, but that, and then also
we could have been playing in that league. I mean, come
on. Yeah, it was we posted a graphic basically saying like the 2nd overall pick and the 216th overall pick both had touchdowns. So where you drafted is just a number. Whatever you do from it. Cam Curl seems like a really good. He was on Grant and Daniel on the radio. He just seems like a really like happy to be here guy. Like he was He's like, I don't know if I was going to make the team or not. And now he's making plays in the lieu of Landon Collins, who I completely forgot was on the team because he was hurt. So, but I don't know if anybody has any observations on the defense. That was just really good. I mean,
yeah, it was just good.
They're going to be the reason they make the playoffs if they do, and how far they get, who knows? Cold weather, defensive game, you could listen. The Denver Broncos won a Super Bowl where Peyton Manning couldn't throw the ball 5 yards.
Yeah.
So,
well, I talked about this as well. I mean, Alex Smith ties it all together for them. Like if he doesn't play well, they're cooked. Who do they go to if Alex Smith isn't playing well?
Not Dwayne. I'm sorry, Dwayne. Man, that's a good segue into quarterbacks. Alex Smith was clearly bothered by something. He couldn't plant on that leg, and then we obviously saw him getting it worked on. They say it was a calf. Everybody's freaking out because I'm like, oh god, like did something happen? So if it's actually a calf strain, which I mean, I don't know if everybody here's had those. Those suck. Those really like if you have a tight calf, you can't really do any running. So. But yeah, he was clearly bothered. And then when Dwayne Haskins came in, he had a couple good drives that weren't bad. He made some throws, but that almost interception was one of the worst throws I've seen. Because Terry McLaurin was wide open. If you're adequate,
well, Terry put his hands on it though. Terry probably could have caught that.
I mean, you got to hit that. Like there was nobody around him. Hit him that should hit you in the chest. Dwayne still has something wrong with his accuracy. I don't know what it is, man. But I feel for the guy. He sounded like he was about to cry in his press conference. So,
Didn't he cry? He was like so overwhelmed by like getting back out there.
Yeah, his voice kind of quivered. But I'm not confident
year for the guy. I don't.
If Dwayne has to start the rest of the season, I don't know. He would have to become a ultimate game manager and not mess up. And then Alex Smith is a game manager, but he's like a Hall of Fame game manager. I don't mean he's a Hall of Famer. He's like a Hall of Fame game manager. So he will not lose you games, and with his defense, that will lead to wins. So,
It also sounds like Ron Rivera is willing to rest him all week and then just play him Sunday. So,
and again,
we'll
that's
see how
probably
that
your
goes.
better option. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about Seattle because Seattle did lose to the Giants, and then the Giants got their ass kicked by the Cardinals. But then obviously the Eagles beat the. So you don't know. You don't know. It's just any given Sunday. Overrated movie, by the way. I don't know if anybody here's seen that, but I think it's an overrated movie.
Haven't seen it.
But
Wasn't
yeah,
even rated as far as I'm concerned. I didn't even know it existed.
what?
No, I knew it existed. I'm just kidding.
No, I don't
I
think you
haven't
did.
seen
I
it,
think
though.
you. I think
Any
that's-
Given
I
Sunday
think you
with
just revealed
that's
something.
with who's the big time actor from back in the day?
Back in the day, or still big time actor.
He's still a big time actor, but back in the '90s, I mean, he was big.
Okay, it's Al Pacino.
Yeah, Al Pacino. That's what I was gonna say. I
Yeah,
was
the
gonna
guy, the big
Yeah,
I
guy.
was gonna say Al
the guy.
Capone.
You know,
And Keanu Reeves.
that
Oh,
guy
yeah.
too.
Joe,
Yeah.
like that's one of the most iconic, like funny, just names. Shane Falco.
No, I've heard the name.
What? She's in this movie? How have I
What?
never heard? Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz are in this movie?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wait.
This was like the phase of late '90s.
Oh wait.
movies
Oh
where-
my god. I'm a moron. I just made myself look so stupid. Yes. Jamie Foxx is in Any Given Sunday. Shane Falco's in The Replacements.
Oh,
Wow, dude.
I
You probably didn't even know The Replacements either. You're sleeping on these movies,
You're a
man.
movie guy, dude. You're supposed to be the movie guy.
I just proved that. I said I messed up, but I still got it right. I don't have a phone in front of me looking this up, by the way. Well,
As
I'm
far as
glad
the
glad
podcast-
Savannah did though. So I almost if you didn't get on your phone, I would have been on a podcast saying Shane Falco's in Any Given Sunday.
And all of our listeners would have literally caused a riot. They'd be like, he's dumb. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
And Willie Beeman is the one in Any Given Sunday. That is Jamie Foxx's character.
Correct.
Yes. So okay, we got that out of the way. Now back
I feel a lot better now that we
back to the real football team. I don't know if we're gonna do a second podcast this week, so I don't know if we want to do like looking at the Seattle game and giving it a preview. By the way, Savannah, you were basically almost spot on with your prediction.
Okay.
I always try to see if I'm gonna win it every
You guys
week.
Because you guys said that if I guess the prediction like for the rest of the season correctly, I don't have to get a neck tattoo. So I really took it to heart. What was I, a point off for each team?
Yes, you were. You what was the final score? It was 23-15. You said 24-17.
17. Yeah.
So,
So,
yeah,
that's pretty good.
I mean, that's pretty
Nice.
good.
That is
But here's the thing: if there's a new listener right now and you just said I didn't have to get a neck tattoo, they're like, "What? Excuse me?
check out our Instagram because
These are crazy. These people are crazy. You bet neck tattoos."
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Just
Okay.
the way we're putting on for the playoffs.
So let's look
Yes.
at the Seattle game real quick then, just in case contingency
Yeah,
plan. Seattle's defense was on a historic pace to be bad. Like they were giving up the most passing yards, I think, or total yards per game. I think it's gotten better, but like they said, I was listening to somebody on the radio talking about it. I don't know if it's a product of them playing really bad teams recently, like really bad quarterbacks, which helps them. But again, if they play like Dwayne Haskins, that might continue, so we don't know, or just an inept offense like with Alex Smith not moving the ball. But their defense isn't that great, except for Jamal Adams he definitely just set the record for most sacks by a defensive back. He has 8.5 sacks in 9 games as a safety, which
Yeah, that's crazy.
which is what I don't know if it's like that's impressive, but it's like how bad is your defensive line? Like they're not.
I mean, they're
giving
probably
sacks.
just like blitzing him all the time.
Yeah, it's like we need to blitz you every play. So essentially, you're a glorified linebacker.
Maybe
That's what
there's
you
some
are.
shots. Hey, maybe there's some deep shots open for Terry. You know, if they're gonna blitz him every play.
Well, yeah, Terry. By the way, Terry, 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
First time in his career. He would have had 1,000 last year if he played all 16 games. But so 1,000 yards. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, but they do have Russell Wilson, who is was the MVP favorite. Now he's not because listen, I don't know about you guys. Aaron Rodgers is hands down the MVP. I don't know why. It's not a discussion. I don't care about Patrick Mahomes. Aaron Rodgers is the MVP.
Why is
But
that? Patrick Mahomes is 12-1.
Aaron Rodgers is 10-3, and he played without Devontae Adams for like 4 games. And his second receiver, who's not even that good, Lazard, missed time too. Aaron Rodgers is. Guess how many touchdowns Eric Tonyan has, or whatever his name is, the tight end.
7.
He has 9.
Damn.
He leads the league with Travis Kelce with 9 touchdowns.
Yeah, give it
Who
to
are you
him.
taking, Kelce or Tonyan? So that's why. And also Devontae Adams, by the way, when he does play, is ridiculous. So.
Oh, yeah. My fantasy team is very grateful. I'm in the semifinals. Mike, you're in the semifinals on the other side of the bracket.
I know.
So hopefully me and Mike
happened,
can play each other in the championship.
Last time this happened, only one of us made the championship game. But
And who was it?
I think it was me, because that was the
I
year
won
I
last
won.
year. I won last year. You weren't in the semifinals.
But I've won that league before. Savannah's like, what are you guys talking about?
Must be nice. I mean, I did win my first game of the losers bracket
That's
Nice.
good.
by like 5 points.
Well, this
so-
is a tangent on fantasy, but one of my coworkers, they do a when I usually out of the playoffs, I don't care because there's no in the leagues I'm in, there's no punishment for being in the losers bracket. But I know a person who may have like the toilet bowl, basically they call it. So if you end up being the worst team out of the teams that missed the playoffs, you have to do like a embarrassing task or whatever. So I guess one year it was they had to go book an open mic at a comedy club and do 5 minutes of stand up.
That's horrific.
And like so like stuff like that, and I know there's those leagues that make people get tattoos, like a neck tattoo, but we don't do anything like that. But I've always wanted to implement that. One year I said I'll do the tattoo thing. I'll do first place gets to tell the last place team what tattoo. It's like it has to be super small. It's like a 1x1 kind of thing, and nothing like vulgar or anything. But people were like, "No way, we'll never do that." I'm like, "Oh, come on, I'm confident I'll never get last place." Literally the next year. And not that league that I was doing it for, but next year in a league with 14 teams, I came in last place. So I was like, "Oh, thank God."
It can happen to anybody.
Anyway, but Russell Wilson, he was an MVP candidate. That's how that whole thing started. He was an MVP candidate. So him, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Chris Carson's back. What was I going to say?
I'm not scared. I'm not scared.
You're not
I
scared of
think
your
they're
boy
gonna win.
DK Metcalf, the guy who you had like
He comes
econ
from a
with?
really good college, but I'm not scared of him.
What class did you have with him? Is that true? You had a class with him?
No, I didn't have class with DK
Oh.
Metcalf.
Mom lied then. Because mom
I
totally
never
told me
told
you
Mom
had
that.
class with him.
No,
Unless
I had
you-
class. I had class with the cornerback who sealed the win in the 2014 win we had against them. He played for the Steelers for like 10 seconds.
Was that Hilton?
No, Hilton's a beast though. God, who was
He was
it?
drafted by the Steelers in like the second round.
I know, but it was another one. He was drafted in the second round as well. 2015 draft. Sorry, this is a tangent.
Well, I'll tell Savannah that Joe hypes up everybody from Ole Miss, and he was like, "Who's the safety, Joe, that you hyped up and said was going to go in the second round?"
I thought he was gonna go in the second round.
He got undrafted and like doesn't play in the league.
The cornerback I'm talking about is Senquez Golston.
Oh,
And
yeah. Well, let me tell you guys a quick story because I don't know if anyone listening knows this, but I didn't know you guys like before we started this podcast. Like that's how we get to know each other is like chit chatting on Zoom. I had no idea what college you guys went to, like either of you. But then Joe started talking about Ole Miss a lot, and I was like, "Oh, the way he talks about Ole Miss, like he definitely went there."
Yeah.
You didn't.
Yeah.
Wait, we didn't disclose that.
No, I had a guess, like based on what you guys talked about.
I
and Joe brought up
definitely-
Ole Miss.
I definitely said I went
Yeah.
to JMU pretty early on, though, right? I feel like I definitely.
Ben
Oh, my
DiNucci.
bad, Savannah.
That's how I figured out you went to JMU because you said Ben DiNucci, and I was like, "Oh, Pitt." And you're like, "Oh, JMU." I was like, "Okay, Mike went to JMU. Got it." Check.
Oh, my bad. I thought I told you. Yeah, if it wasn't obvious, I think I did an episode with Ole Miss in the background, so that's my bad.
I'm not
Should've
quick
just
on the
said.
draw either, so I like to draw things out.
Yeah, no.
All right. Well, Joe said he's not scared. I guess with this defense, I'm not either.
I'm scared. It's been 4 now. It's time for a loss.
Yeah, that is weird.
It's
Also,
time.
I mean, Savannah, you remember when I said the Washington football team never just as good makes the playoffs? They always got to do it in win streak fashion. It was
You
funny
did say
it was on the radio. They were like, they're doing their shtick again. They're deciding to win some games in a row. But this is a little different because the defense is young and really good, and it's like, just get a quarterback.
This makes me so happy. Like, we are so good for a long time now. Like, there's no
Please
excuse.
don't jinx that.
This
Please
is the
don't say that.
standard. No, this is the standard now.
Okay, this is a different sport, but in hockey, the first time the Caps made the playoffs in 08, after like in the first time in Ovechkin era, they made the playoffs, and they had a young team with like superstars that were all like 22 and younger, and like great draft picks that were coming up the system. And I said to myself, I'm like, oh, they're gonna be so good for so long, which they were, but they just kept losing in the second round, and it was like it drove me insane. So I was like, I'll never get my hopes up too high, especially in football, which is way bigger turnover. Like people will like leave because they can't afford, because they're gonna have to pay these guys. I mean, they got to win. That's how Seattle won their Super Bowl. They got lucky with some draft picks. They won when they were on their rookie deal, and then they had to pay Russell Wilson, Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas.
Yeah. Well, real quick, I don't want to get into too much of the weeds with this, but they did give Ioannidis the 3-year extension, who's out for the season this year on the D line.
By the way, he's the best. He was probably the best defensive lineman they had.
Right. So Payne and Allen are coming up on contract years. Who do they pick between Payne and Allen? Because you can't just keep all three and then keep Sweat and Young.
God, you make me so depressed. Why'd you do this?
Well, I'm just saying we have to be realistic. I think they're going to keep Ioannidis.
I feel like this isn't the podcast to talk. I'm on such a good high right now.
No, I know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We're going to keep this high, but I'm just.
I think you got to lock up both edge rushers. Like Chase Young's going to get $150 million probably when that deal comes. Same with Montez. Like Montez Sweat is so freaking good. And by the way, John Allen, if you watch any of the breakdowns people do, he's being so like nobody, because he's not getting sacks, but he's like dominating his guy. Yeah. So
and then Tim Settle. And last thing on the Washington team, this Tim Settle thing. Did anybody else hear about this?
I saw. Yeah, Russell Wilson posted his picture in like 2014 and said, like, "Go get it, Tim Settle." Like I guess when he was going to Virginia Tech.
Yeah, maybe it was a camp because he might be from Richmond area. Because I know Wilson's from Richmond.
Oh yeah, Wilson. Yeah, he's
so that's Virginia. Crazy. That's crazy. That was 6 years ago, and now Tim Settle gets to go against this guy that
First thing I thought of when I saw that picture, I was like, wow, Russell Wilson was real generous with who he put on his Instagram feed. Like there's like you look at Russell Wilson's Instagram now, it's all like professional photos of his family probably and sponsored posts and no just random like here's a camper, go get it, man. Like that's not gonna happen anymore. But anyway, I think it's all about the defense in this game. And
are we doing predictions?
We can do predictions. Savannah, you should go first since you were closest.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm predicting a loss.
That's fine.
Okay, Washington football team's gonna lose. But the score is going to be 13-17.
Ooh. That was Joe's prediction last week.
I know, it's so good.
It's okay.
Joe, you can go.
I'm going to say 23-17 Washington.
I kind of like flip-flopped there. That was nice.
Last minute defensive stop. In the end zone. Pass breakup. Ronald Darby, who is top 5 in the NFL in pass breakups. He will
Nuggets.
He will provide what is needed. And he'll get a contract extension at the end of the year because of it.
He was a really good signing. After they missed out on Amari Cooper, if you remember, they gave him a $120 million offer, and he decided to take less money, I think, to stay in Dallas. Good job, Amari. I'm torn between Seattle having a bad defense, and possibly that means more points for Washington, and Washington's defense having really been good and slowing down Seattle's offense, so it's really like a tug. 21-17 Washington.
Wow, okay.
I want to make it
Tighter
dramatic.
game than me.
Like
Okay.
I want it like last half of the fourth quarter touchdown to take the lead. And then defense stops them.
I was thinking 17-17. We get a touchdown. Dustin misses the field goal, makes it way more dramatic than it has to be, and then we get the stop. That's what I was thinking.
Okay. Well,
Interesting. Okay.
I'm the only one
Well,
that bet
those are on podcast forever, so we can go back to them. No changing.
One of those scenarios should play out.
Okay. Okay, so some quick other things from DC, because we do have a fun thing. We're going to pull out a new segment that we're going to do every once in a while from here on out. See how bad we are at writing jokes. Anyway, the Wizards had their first preseason game. Why was this significant? Wow, was that like on cue?
Yeah, that was on cue. I'm trying to get ready for the playoffs.
That was like really like by the way, if anybody's just listening,
I've been waiting
watching,
for like 10 minutes, dude.
If anybody's just listening, not watching our video podcast that you can find on YouTube, which by the way, we're 29 subscribers away from 100. Joe put out his Zoom background as the Wizard at the time Verizon Center, I want to say, the basketball court. So right as I said, we're going to the Wizards, and Joe like couldn't wait to hit change on that. But anyway,
Joe at it again.
okay. Well, Joe, we can't see you now, so I don't know if you want to change that. Anyway, so the Wizards did play. They played the Nets, who did play their stars. DeAndre Jordan played. Kevin Durant played. Kyrie Irving played. By the way, Kyrie Irving, I don't know if anybody saw this. He had an Instagram live with Kevin Durant. Did you watch that, Savannah, or did you like?
I just like Twitter recap of it.
Like I think the way I saw it was Barstool immediately like screen grabbed it and put it up, and they're like, yeah, Katie definitely is rethinking this decision because Kyrie Irving's on another planet. He already thinks the Earth is flat. And then the only reason I don't mind Kyrie Irving, because I used to not like him, I'm like, he has a friend's tattoo on his forearm. I think that's pretty cool. So
he has a friend's tattoo on his forearm.
Yeah, it's like right here. It says
What's
friends.
It say? It just says friend.
It's like the way that the font of like friends with the dots in between the letters. Yeah, it's a pretty bold tattoo, but yeah, he was talking to Kevin Durant, and they were arguing about like, hey, like how many post-ups I get, and then Kevin Durant's like, he's like, I get like 7, right? And Kevin Durant's like, I thought I was gonna give you like 2, and so Kevin Durant definitely seems a little. It seemed like you could see it on his face. Kevin Durant was like, oh, this is not gonna work.
Not pleased.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, this is not gonna work, dude. But yeah, so Denny looked good. Rui looked good. Brad and Russ, I think, will play a little bit tomorrow because today's Wednesday. They play Thursday. But yeah, Denny, like I said last podcast, Chase Hughes is saying he can't shoot. Now, I can't believe I'm not trying to call it Chase Hughes. I'm just saying Chase Hughes.
Killing Chase every episode. Goodness.
Chase, first of all, I dropped a tweet basically saying the percentages I said like to him because he said it in a tweet, and I just like decided to reply to him, and he didn't like interact with it. But then he went on the radio again and put that 28% number out there. And
Mike's always listening, so if you have an incorrect stat on the radio, Mike will hear it and he will call you out.
I'm just saying he went 3 for 3. He looks good, and if he can knock down an open jumper, he's going to be the starter.
Yeah.
So.
He looks like he's trying so hard to keep the ball above his chest when he catches it and shoots it. He never brings it down. And I think he's like consciously telling himself.
The thing is, people have a problem. I was like, I think you're taught that you want a high release point, but like the shot doctors.
Him and Bertans both do that, and so if it's working for Bertans,
well, the thing is not to get
Bertans shooting every day.
Not to get too nerdy, Savannah, bear with me here. When you get to catch the ball, the natural thing to do is catch it and go like this and then go up. He catches it and stays there and it goes straight up. So I think they say with an energy transfer, which is the technical term of going down and up, it like helps you. It's easier to do that when your legs go later in the game, so you're not using all arms.
LeBron loves bringing the ball down before he shoots. That's like his favorite thing.
But speaking of bringing the ball down, I know in a different sense. You saw Denny being able to grab the ball and go, and he had a buzzer beater. Rui had 18 points, looked good. It's just a quick recap. They look good. I think Denny's going to start. Rui looks fine, so we'll see. I can't wait to see Russell Westbrook. Apparently, they have a no dunk policy for him in practice.
Yeah, pretty good.
Which
So
is
he's
funny.
mic'd up. He looks like a fun team to be around. I wish I was on the team. That'd be great. It seems like
Yeah.
everybody has a great time. Like, did anybody else see them mic'd up? They all look like they're friends. I don't know. It's cool. It's good vibes over there.
Yeah, I think he came up to Mo Wagner, who's technically a Jordan athlete as well, and he goes, "It's like Mo. I don't think he said I'm looking good or you're looking good, but he's like looking good. I don't know if it's the haircut or nah, it's probably the Jordans." And looked down at his shoes. So that's pretty funny. But yeah, Wizards look good. I don't know if Savannah has any intake on that, but I don't know if you
Oh,
watched
on
the
the
game.
I did watch about 30 seconds of it, but I really hate the Nets court color, so I really couldn't get past it. So I turned the game off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
A
damn
lot of
Brooklyn.
people like it. They think it's like modern and hip.
It's
You know what?
disgusting.
You know what we need to do is we need to change the Wizards center logo because it's too big. It's too much. Am I the only one who thinks this?
The DC hand thing.
No, they changed it to this circle of blue and red, and it's a little obnoxious. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't know
Have
if
I not
anybody
seen
else.
this? Like I thought they just
I
had
was
the
gonna say, how
DC.
was I not all over this? I'm all over their hashtag change, and I love it.
You
Hashtag
do?
DC above all.
I don't know. I liked
Yes.
Rep the District. I think it should be just the district
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
fine.
cool.
because that's what's on their jerseys. It says the district. So
Yeah, I mean,
DC above all. They're like,
if you type in Wizards Court 2020, it's the big like monument.
can you make it your background so we can see it?
I'm gonna have to save it.
Wizards Court 2020. Since Mike doesn't have his phone in front of him, he can't do this.
I do, but it's just a stopwatch right now.
I guess it looks okay, but I like the DC hand better. That's all.
Are
I'm
you talking
saying.
about the big basketball?
Yeah, it's big basketball.
Oh,
That?
so their
Yeah.
alternate logo, kind of. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
not a
mind
huge
that.
fan of that. For the middle of the court, I prefer the DC hand.
Hmm.
You
Don't
know
be a
what?
court
I'll
snob.
I'll get us on the phone with their PR people. We can say the hashtag's just fine, I guess. The
Yeah.
court, not so
Let's
good.
fix the court though, Ted. Seriously.
All right. Well, that's enough for the Wizards. But some real quick Nationals talk. Victor Robles had a kid. So congrats to,
Congrats.
I think Victor Jr. is his name. Unless Instagram translates lying to us. But that's what I said. I'm glad to have Victor Jr. in the world. That's what he said. Rizzo met with the media. I don't know. I don't know if we've all read the quotes. I don't know what to say. It sounds like just a bunch of GM talk. They have a budget essentially.
Sounds like a bunch of say this to say that, if you ask me. But
Yeah, I don't take anything that they really say to heart or anything here, but they claim they're going to spend money. They're not going to spend money. It's fluid. It's not fluid.
Yeah, he had to walk back some statement. I don't know if he got caught in that or,
Yeah.
we don't know. I don't know. I don't really take Rizzo to be like a BSer. Like he doesn't say something and then like he doesn't say like, "Hey, we're not going to spend big on a hitter," and then go spend big on a hitter. Like I don't think he's that type of guy. I think we all know their strategy. They usually spend on pitching, and he seemed to be. I think I believe him when he's like he thinks their lineup is fine. So whatever. There hasn't been any crazy major moves in MLB yet. They call it the hot stove. It's still, still heating up. Not preheated yet.
Yeah, the Rays just signed a veteran catcher who like the Nats probably should have looked at a little more. The Nats came out and said that Yan Gomes is going to catch 110 games this season.
I feel like that's very specific.
Yeah, they're like, oh, Yan Gomes, like prepare yourself for 110 games. Yan Gomes is in his 30s. Like, no offense, but dude, you're getting up there.
Yeah.
Your thighs, your quads, that's too much.
Knees, ew, God.
Knees? Oh, God, I didn't even think about his knees. It's too
Yeah.
much.
It's too much on the knees.
But yeah, so nothing really else for the Nats. But I reading those quotes, I didn't know if he addressed the Chris Bryant rumors, saying like he kind of said they weren't anything. I don't believe him there. I think there were definitely conversations had. But yeah, and I think Colorado. I know the Nats can't get him, but Colorado was possibly shipping Arenado, and I was like, oh, he looks so good in Nationals jersey, but also way too much money. So. Trying to think of anything else before we get to the fun stuff. National sports. Also, listen to national sports. Jake Paul called out Conor McGregor.
Oh, that was awesome.
Did
everybody
Savannah,
see
did you
that
see that video?
No, I think I have like a block on the Paul brothers on the internet.
You don't want
Okay.
to see it. You should see it, but it would just make you really mad. So I'll give you the gist of it because this is like up your realm, up your alley with more pop culture.
I'm gonna send it to you.
But he basically calls out McGregor's wife and calls her a 4, and then he's only following one person on Instagram, and it's his wife.
The drama. That's why I hate them, though. Like, I hate them, but that's good. But I hate them.
It's good.
That's good
It's
stuff.
one of the best
That's
I've
good
seen.
drawing.
Yeah.
But are
the
you?
worst thing you can do is call someone a 4. It's like, I'm not going to call you a 1. I'm just like going to call you what you are.
Wait,
like,
so
6?
did you
Very
did you
impressive.
send it to her?
I'm
No,
doing it now.
Joe got distracted on his phone.
I'm almost tempted. I mean, this can be cut out, and you don't have to like listen to us. I just kind of want to see. I kind of want to see her react to it now.
Okay, let's see.
A few moments later.
I hate him so much.
Was he
Oh, no, I
trying? Was he trying? Like he wasn't doing a good job at it, but was he trying to almost do like a semi-Irish accent when he was talking?
In the beginning, he definitely
He
tried.
probably gave up. Yeah.
Yeah, he seemed like he gave up on it, like a bad actor. Like, okay, I'm just gonna mail this one in.
I think he got like Connor. Like I can't even do an Irish accent, but like he
Conor
got
McGregor?
the Connor, and then he's like, I can't do the rest.
I never get the difference between Irish and Scottish. They just kind of like have the ending thing to their sentences, like that kind of thing. I don't know why. Like, what's the difference there? But
Accents.
Anyway,
So Logan Paul's playing or fighting Mayweather.
yeah,
So
that was that's set up. That's a huge cash grab. Just, I mean,
he might win, dude. He's
Okay,
pretty
why-
big, and Floyd's a little bit smaller. than
Mayweather,
him.
though, dude. The thing is, I hate Mayweather too. Like, he's a scumbag of a person. I don't know. I think I might be rooting for Mayweather.
Maybe if we're lucky, they bang their heads off each other and they both go down at the same time.
Just a dual KO.
You think they would do like a tag team, like the Paul brothers versus McGregor and Mayweather? That would be kind of sick.
Dude, if Jake Paul, I would call him a lot of names because I, for the sake of me not bleeping myself, I'd call him a lot of names under the sun. I would pray he challenged Conor McGregor to an MMA match because he would actually die.
Yeah.
And he's not going to do that. He's going to challenge him to boxing, where McGregor obviously isn't great. But anyway.
Well, before we bring back the podcast, I have to look up what Conor McGregor's wife looks like.
She's not
Yeah,
that
me too.
bad. Her name is Devin, I think.
Devin? Oh my God, Conor McGregor, your Instagram is so embarrassing. Does he actually ever post a picture of his wife? Are they married?
She's not a 4.
She's definitely not a 4.
Oh, is this her? In Child?
Sure.
No, that's not her.
Why is he have this picture up? Oh, okay. He's hugging this woman.
I don't want to be that guy that like puts a numeric value on a woman, but she's not a 4.
She's not a 4.
I don't know. I don't know if Savannah feels comfortable giving a numeric value. I'm not going to do it.
She's not a 4. She's fine. Good for him. You know what? Is going to come out a lot meaner than I mean it, but good for him for not like ditching her for some hot model when he got famous and rich.
Yeah, I think they had the kid. I don't know if they're married or not, but he definitely had the kid before they were married. But
Picture them at the start of the decade, and he has a horrible haircut. So you know what? She stuck with him through a lot.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he's mentioned that. I think she's basically been his sweetheart.
Oh, she had dark hair for a while, and wow, she should go back. Oh my God, my ring light is making things very difficult.
Yeah, no,
No, yeah,
looks
she-
good.
She is a
Well,
fine-looking person.
Okay, I'm back. I'm all in
Brunettes
now.
stick together. Anyway, so yeah, those fights are happening. They're big cash grabs. I would really hope that actually like something violent happens, like somebody gets actually knocked out. Like Jake Paul knocked out Nate Robinson, but like I want that to happen to one of the Paul brothers. So
Yeah.
I hate wishing that on people, but they just deserve it.
Not for them. I don't care.
And they're so rich off of being just bad people. Anyway, the time has come. It's dad jokes of the DCXP. Now, I'm not going to act like this is an original segment. The idea was off of All Def Comedy. You've probably seen their dad jokes, but we wanted to bring it to the podcast. We're not going to have raunchy ones like they do, but we try our best at joke writing. We might have DC themed ones. If people like it, maybe we have it every week. I don't know. It requires us to write new jokes every week. But anyway, so how's this going to work? So one person says a joke and hopefully they get laughs out of the other two.
Okay.
Now the preference is this. It's really easy to keep a stone face on Zoom. I will say that. I think it's way easier. If we were in person, I'm confident I'd win this. Like 100%.
Over Zoom or in person, I'm losing this. I laugh at everything.
I don't know. Okay. So who wants to go? I'm going to let somebody else go first because
Okay.
I'm very.
Mike seems really confident about his jokes, so
I have too many now to choose from. But
Okay, I gotta get my.
I'm also gonna deliver my jokes in a different voice, probably.
Oh, that's like cheating.
No, it's not. Be creative.
All right.
3 jokes. 2.5.
Should I go first?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So this is like play on words type dad joke, and it's kind of
don't
DC.
explain it. You don't have to explain it beforehand.
It's only right that Washington chase more land, even in pain and sweat. They will have a fuller experience.
It's solid. That's a solid pun. No question.
It was
involved.
more of a pun than a joke.
I'm going to use it for an Instagram caption. I love it.
Yeah, Savannah's just like, okay, boom, got it. Savannah, you want to go?
Sure. I have more of a joke.
It's like we're at some kind of meeting. We're like, okay, I'm up. Okay, I'm gonna explain mine. We all just lost.
So mine won.
No, that did not count. That did not count for you. But Savannah, if you laugh during your joke, we get points.
Okay. I'm serious now. What do termites eat for breakfast?
What?
Oatmeal.
I didn't laugh. That was good.
Joe went off screen. He's dying.
Can you imagine if Joe went? Now we're done for that joke, but Joe took off screen like, ha ha. Okay.
Oh, that's some good stuff.
Ready? What did the blanket tell the pillow before they fought?
I don't know what.
I'm gonna fluff you up. Savannah's trying real hard.
That was a nice joke.
It's good. It's good. See, I didn't want to yell. I didn't know how to deliver the fluff part. Yeah, it's your turn again. I get a point.
It's the dumbest I've ever read in my life. Did you hear about the new line of pulp-free juices by John Travolta? It's called Pulp Fiction.
Do you get it? So he used my joke, by the way.
I got that. Yeah.
Also, he gave no pause for like the answer. He just kind of said it.
That was a good joke.
Wait, Joe, why don't you get that? Or like,
because I understand like pulp free, and then you say Pulp Fiction, like fiction's not real.
The movie
like,
Pulp Fiction with John Travolta.
Right, I know that the movie is Pulp Fiction with John Travolta, but I think you're like loving the fact that it says pulp free and then it's like Pulp Fiction.
No pulp, meaning what?
No, I know what you mean. I don't.
That's a solid joke. I'm sorry. That's good.
It's a good joke.
I knew the minute he started reading it, I was like, this is a Mike joke. I can feel it.
All right, Savannah, your turn.
Okay. This one is themed throughout my day today. As you can tell, oatmeal for breakfast. This next one. What's it called when a snowman temper tantrum?
Snowman has a temper tantrum? What's it
A
called?
temper tantrum. Yeah.
No idea.
I don't know.
She's about to laugh.
A meltdown.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Ooh,
That's
you
a
know,
good
you
one.
can get a point from me on that. That was a good one. Honestly.
That's good. Wow. It's actually harder than I thought to not laugh over Zoom. I'll have to step this one up. A little bit of a theme with the holidays. What do ducks leave out for Santa Claus?
Do I get like extra points if I guess the correct answer?
I swear to God, if you get this right, I'm going to be mad. I feel like you will, though.
Quackers.
What?
Quackers.
Milk and quackers. You ruined it. I couldn't wait to deliver that joke, too. I was going to be like, milk and quackers.
I knew it.
Hey,
I get another one. Savannah, no, I get another one.
hey, do you guys think Russell Wilson got a perm last week on his pretty little hair? If not, Cam can curl it.
Wow. This is getting off the rails. I get a mulligan because mine got guessed. I'm with like a pun queen here, so I have to. Okay, I got you. I got another themed one. What do you call a 25-year-old athlete who is desperate for help?
I don't know what.
Terry McLaurin.
Oh,
It's a good one.
That's just sad.
it's just sad.
Okay, that was my mulligan. Okay,
Okay. Joe?
back Joe. Well, you already gave your third one, Joe, right?
Yeah, I'm out.
Okay, so I'm out. I'm out.
I got one last one. That'll segue us perfectly into the Bachelorette recap.
Okay.
Why shouldn't you date a tennis player?
Ooh.
No idea.
Because
They
love
don't get. Oh, you say it.
because love means nothing to them.
Mm.
Did you get that joke off of the date they did when they did the clues? It was like love means zero. Or did you?
No, but wow. It really must have influenced my
Wow.
subconscious.
How the hell did I remember that thing?
How did you remember that?
Okay, I got one more.
Oh, thank God. Okay. I gotta redeem myself. I'm not laughing on this one.
Okay. What was the astronaut instructed to say to the media by his publicist? No comment. Get it?
Oh, I got it.
That's a solid joke.
Hold
I want one more. What fun activity did the nuns do for their retreat? They wanted to take a leap of faith, so they went bungeesus jumping.
Hey, how do you guys plan a space party?
You just looked this one up. You plan it.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, I literally watched one of those dad jokes episodes, and that was one of the jokes.
I looked that one up. Are we ready for Bachelorette recap or what?
Yes, we are. And yeah, we are.
Going into the Bachelorette recap, I would like to say that I did predict the final four correctly.
Okay, you did do.
I did not.
That. Who? Okay, so I couldn't remember who I even guessed. Honestly,
Bennett,
I think I disrespected. Okay.
Brendan, Zaxi.
I wrote these in all caps on one of these
I
sticky
should have
notes.
known Blake wasn't gonna win.
I should have known.
That was a very strange date, by the way.
They do that like every season. They really like to do shit like that.
Yeah.
Episodes. Blake got sent home. Riley got sent home. It's like she realized she didn't want to be with Blake and was like, you know what? I don't want to be with Riley either. And like, boom. And then she came back and she was like, Riley, come here.
Oh, Riley.
Also, the goodbyes they had seemed like they were written out of a bad romance movie. Like what they said.
She looked like she didn't actually need to cry when like the cameras were on the side of her, and then like she realized the camera was back on her, and then it looked like she may have like started to cry again. Like I don't know,
that
maybe
too.
It's just...
But yeah, that sucks that you go on like a one-on-one and then Blake's like, yeah, I think this like can go into next week, and then she's like, it's not gonna go into next week.
Yeah.
It's hard when you get a one-on-one that late in the season because it's either like you get a rose and you go to hometowns or you go home. There's no in between, and that's hard.
Yeah.
But like the thing Riley said,
probably better for Riley, honestly. You know,
it's like I knew Riley was gonna be like, why? Like, what? Why did you just like waste my time? Basically, I knew he was gonna be a little confrontational about it.
Well, he's a lawyer, so he was like fighting her, and he's like, "I could fight you all day." I was like, ooh.
But that's the thing. His like little monologue sounded like it was scripted. It was like, I could argue with you, like a parallel to him being a lawyer kind of thing, and he was like, but I don't want to have to see you like smile and like listed all those things, like the very cliche thing to say. It's like, it's better that I don't have to see that every day or something like that. I'm like, okay, wrap it up, send him home.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. And then Bennett came back. Of course, we knew that. And then he got sent home. That was not shocking. I was telling Savannah before we started, the way they were building him up before the actual announcement. He was like, I'm confident, blah, blah. He's looking all confident and stuff. I was like, oh, there's zero shot. And then when he sat down, I like how I just want to know if like producers said, hey, like touch him on the arm, and then Zach C be like, why are you touching me? Like, why are you so mad, dude? But yeah, that was pretty funny. What else happened? What?
Noah's gone.
Noah's gone. Sorry, he didn't deserve to be there in the first place.
It was kind of fitting that both of them got sent home at the same time, you know, Bennett and Noah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Samantha?
I was gonna say I liked it. That was my top 4 that I chose for her. She did well. It was like the first time I agree with the final 4 in a long time, so I felt good about it. And then we went into Men Tell All.
Oh yeah.
And then so I guess there was nothing else, but the Men Tell All was the funniest thing. Because when Jason wasn't there, but Jason just got like everybody's just taking shots at him. Ed was so happy.
Not to also dig in on Jason, but have you seen his TikToks recently?
I'm sorry, I do not follow.
Okay, I don't even have a TikTok, and it's come across my desk. Oh my God.
What's he doing?
I have to
play it.
It's so embarrassing.
Is it dancing? Is it something else?
It's dancing and flexing and doing a lot of really weird things with his body. There's some moving and grooving that shouldn't be moving. No. I hope I can find it. Ugh, I can't find it. But if you ever want to bless yourself, go look at his TikTok because it's.
I'm assuming he like puts it on his Instagram too.
Yeah, he's one of those guys.
Puts it on his reels or whatever that's called.
Let me check the reels to see if it's there. Because wow, it's embarrassing.
So Jason got crapped on, and then the main thing was the Noah and Bennett back and forth, which was funnier in confrontation form.
Well, what's Kenny up to? Just screaming at everybody. I mean, Jesus.
Here's the thing: Kenny was like a ticking time bomb because Kenny Kenny was because Kenny, I think, lost time that night that Noah riled everybody up. I think Kenny was one of the people. And so when Noah's like, I didn't start any drama, and Kenny was like, no, you, he like freaked out. And I was like, I think he was waiting to snap on him. And it was like, it was the forum to do it where, it wasn't going to cause drama in the house. He's like, oh, I can just do this without consequence now. Okay, we're going to do it.
Yeah, Kenny, I'm sure that's why you didn't get sent home, dude. Or why you got sent.
You really probably were going to make it.
Yeah.
But,
in your camo suit, I would have said.
But here's the thing.
Noah was like, dude, you're wearing camo right now. Like, that was a great dig.
Bennett did get backup from people. DeMar was like, you never treated me bad, but like he's like, you can sometimes maybe talk down to the younger guys of the house, which I was like, yeah, he probably does know he does that.
My guy Jason defended Bennett.
Who?
Jason.
Oh yeah, Jason. Yeah.
He was like, Bennett, I think you're a good dude, and I was like, Jason, whoa.
And then Blake defended him too, but then said, hey, but like there's sometimes you do like a little talk down to him or whatever. And and then there's just the back and forth. It was pretty funny. Repeated the things, and then when they said, did you read the book? And he's like, yeah, I read it. It was a good book. It's hard to see that he said he read it 4 times and clearly hasn't applied it. That was a solid burn.
Bennett comes back saying you're deficient in all 4.
And he's like, you're actually deficient in all 4. I gave you the benefit.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, this is going hard. And it was just people were enjoying it. And then that wrapped up at the end because they did bloopers, and then Bennett was like, hey, I'm going to bring you out juice drinks or whatever. And he was giving them to everybody. And then he gave Bennett a sippy cup, not Bennett. Bennett gave Noah a sippy cup. And then Noah, like, I feel like after all that screaming and stuff, like Noah just accepted a sippy cup. Like, oh, this is funny. It's like, what?
Was Yosef that episode, or was Yosef the next?
Yosef, I was gonna segue into that. Yosef came back. Dude,
oof.
They just told him, man, just be a douche.
And Jason went at it with him too. He's like, "Oh, shut
Riley
up,
Riley wanted to. Riley wanted to fight him.
Yeah, Riley
wanted to fight him when he was there.
Yeah. I mean, also, like, Yosef deserves like a swift punch in the mouth. Like, stop talking, my guy. And then someone's like, do you want your daughter to talk? Do you want someone to talk to your daughter that way? He's like, well, if my daughter acted like that, then maybe. I'm like,
no, Are you
serious?
Yeah, Chris Harrison was being. He's like, I don't do this. I was like, but for your own whatever he said. He said for your own personal image or something, you should maybe, I don't know, apologize. And now you're on national television
defending, acting like an asshole.
That's crazy because, like, think about it. If you say you date a girl after that, she's like, you're the guy who is a huge, huge D-bag. Like, a lot of girls watch this show, dude. Like, a lot.
You're going to pull a fast one on all of us.
Yeah.
But, okay, so the men tell all happened. I don't know if anybody has any other things that happened during that.
Nah.
The bloopers weren't as good as I was like, oh, bloopers. And they were just like Claire eating a bunch of snacks. I was like,
I didn't need to see Claire again. Get her off my screen.
Yeah. And showing her to all the guys again. They're probably like, screw her.
Yeah, they knew her for like a week.
Also, when Tayshia came in, I want to know, so was this done after she's been either engaged to or picked a winner?
Yes, so this was filmed a month ago. So Tayshia is engaged when they filmed that.
Or do we know? So yeah, she could be not engaged, right?
Right.
Okay. Because I was looking at her hand. I'm like, she doesn't have a ring, but she also could have taken the ring off before coming out. And I started overthinking.
They would never let her. Neil Lane would never let her have her diamond.
Yeah.
Not yet.
But yeah, so she came out. They had I think she had a little bit of back and forth with Blake, and then Riley, which was like super emotional, blah, blah. And then the next episode was Hometowns, which wasn't actually Hometowns. It was just like, hey, let's make this look like the Venice Boardwalk, which actually they did a solid job of.
Yeah.
They did the best they could, but I don't know what date was the best in your mind. Hometown.
The one I want to be on is the Zach C date.
I
The
guess
one
yeah.
think went best
I could have
was
phrased that
Brendan.
both. Okay, so yeah, the one you want to be on, and then the one that went the best in your opinion. So you said Zach C, you want to be on.
Yes, I think Brendan went the best.
Okay. What was
I
Zach
think
C's again?
The New York. They traveled
New
via
York, okay.
taxi and like tasted all the foods and
Gotcha. Okay. All right, Joe, go.
I think Ivan's went really well, right? I think Ivan is a good
they
vibe.
cooked.
Yeah,
That
they
was
cooked
cute.
together. It seemed like Tasha had possibly, other than maybe Zach, the best time with Ivan. So I don't know.
That's very weird. Also,
I-
his was inside, which is like that might actually change my mind if they got to have a date inside. I would have
Yeah.
chose that one.
I think I don't know. Like, I just think Brendan's went so just smooth. Like in terms of the family part. The date itself was fun with his niece. But yeah, like the cooking seemed fun. Like that's a kind of a cool mood. But
Also, why is everyone sweating so much on the family stuff?
because it's like 120
I mean,
degrees.
I couldn't stop seeing the fact that, Zach and his whole family were like sweating profusely. So
Yeah.
much sweat.
But they were all sweating. If you looked at it, like Ivan was sweating. Like you can see the beads. She wasn't sweating somehow.
No, she wasn't sweating.
I was like, Tasha, how are you not sweating?
When she went to Paradise, she didn't sweat either. And I was like, how is your hair like not frizzy and you're on a beach in Mexico?
Yeah.
Good for
Yeah.
you, Tasha.
So I don't. Then Ben blew it.
Oh,
Then
Ben.
his brain stopped working, and then his brain stopped working again.
Yeah.
I-
No, Ben is
the
emotionally-
largest collar on a shirt I've ever seen.
Okay, that's why I wanted to point that out. He has all shirts like that, and like the dude's obviously fit. You've seen him with his shirt off, but like, and he has like nice traps. He has a nice chest. But I was like, he has like a shirt that's like, hey guys, just to remind you, this is what I'm working with.
Or I don't wash my shirts.
Yeah, or
One
that.
of the two.
He's like in that commercial where the guy's on the date and he has like a shirt that's ripped down to like.
Yeah, I just saw that commercial, and they're like, "Yeah, if your shirt looks like this, you don't wash your
By the way,
shirts."
no, that's what I think of when I see Ben with that shirt. That's exactly what I think.
Yeah. Oh, Ben.
I was like,
doesn't
he's
wash
like, he could be an actor in that commercial. But yeah, I don't know. Savannah, as a female, do you think those shirts are attractive on guys?
No, I also am just like super not into like super muscly guys like that. Like if your neck is that thick, like I'm out.
Yeah.
So like that,
He-
if you're
he
showing off
just-
your neck like that,
He just straight up looks like
Yeah.
a guy who's in the military.
Yeah, it's like you worked too hard in the weight room, not for me.
I need someone that goes but like tries a little less.
Like it looks like Brendan and Zach are like fit, but like obviously not like big muscular dudes.
Brendan and Zach are a little skinny. I would crush them like a twig.
You think? I don't know. Zach's smaller than Brendan, I think.
I don't know. I just am so not into
Like,
Tasha's type. Like
for-
God,
for-
these boys are not it.
For example, like Riley's arms were like bigger than my head. Like his
Yeah.
body was like disproportionate.
Yeah.
Blake was pretty jacked.
Yeah, Blake
Did
was
you
like,
guys see the meme of what Blake looks like?
No,
what?
maybe.
He looks like the it's a really niche reference, but the lion from Madagascar.
Okay, let me look this up.
It's exactly what
why do I
Blake
know? Why do I know that? Like I haven't seen that meme, but I've seen Madagascar.
I saw it and I can't get it out of my head now. So every time I look at him, I just like can't get past it. And I just
Wait a second.
think he's yeah.
Wait, that's the line from Madagascar? Am I looking at another Madagascar? Oh.
Oh, that's it.
So bad.
Wow.
Oh, you
I can't
chose the
think-
picture. You chose the picture where you got like his hair done like Elvis. That's why it was confusing me. No, I can see it. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, no, I don't think Brendan or what's his name? Blake is cute either. I don't know. These boys, they were really cute in the beginning and they're losing me. I think it's more
Yeah.
they talk.
But so she sent home Ben because he couldn't find the words "I love you," which
He's not emotionally available.
also when he got to walk her out, and again, me and Savannah talked about this when Joe was getting his Zoom act together, but I was like, okay, this is the twist. Like, he's going to say, I love her, and then somehow he's going to get to stay or something like that. I don't know. I was just thinking of other twists, and he just couldn't say it again. He just kept going like, I.
Yeah, he did look pretty stupid when he was
I don't
trying to figure
know.
out what he was saying.
Also, the producers, I said this, the producers like set up teases like with actual things that happened, but there was a twist. Like, for example, do you love her? And he's like, I don't know. And then she's like, oh, you definitely do. And then he pauses and goes, I love her. It's like, that's wild. I was like, oh, okay. So the preview did make it say what he said, but then he added, oh, I do.
Yeah, no. Poor Ben. He's just emotionally unavailable. And like, you shouldn't have to pull it out of somebody. Like, either you love her, you don't, and you can say it, or you can't. And like, it's time to go home.
Well, wow, we've talked for a while, but so we can wrap this up with, I don't know if we do predictions or how does this work?
Yeah, now
Yeah.
with you can choose how we think it'll end, because now they'll meet Tasha's parents.
Yeah.
No, fantasy suites are first. Ooh.
But so it's Fantasy Suites and then,
Final two meet Tasha's
Okay.
parents.
gotcha. And Fantasy Suites is just like you get a room for a night, basically.
Correct. You have a very nice day date together, and then so you choose, you can forego your own room and stay together in a fantasy suite.
Mm.
Oh wow. Okay.
And they will
So,
use the word forgo.
well, they previewed it and it was, I think Ivan, somebody was like, yeah, it's weird thinking of like she could spend the night with another guy. And I was just thinking, I was like, that's why I couldn't be on that show. First of all, either as The Bachelor, where I'm seeing 20, how many people? It's like 20 contestants.
Yeah,
There is
20, 30.
zero shot in hell I'd be able to handle that. I'd like probably forget names.
You may do. That's why
Yeah.
producers are there.
But, oh, that, speaking of bloopers, isn't Claire when she was meeting somebody like, what's his name? Aaron? Garen? Karen? I was like, it's like, damn, how deaf are you? I was like, we can hear it.
She didn't kill the person after Dale, and she just like didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
She's like, well,
It's Dale. Dale? But yeah, so I couldn't do that. And mainly if it got to the point where you just know like she's seen other guys, I'd be like, or if I was the contestant, I'd be like, okay, I can't do this knowing that other dudes are just dating her. I think it'd be weird. Also, I wouldn't want myself publicized to a national audience. That's the other main thing.
So a lot of the times in the fantasy suite, it's the big thing is that the cameras aren't there. So it's your first night you get to spend alone together with no cameras, no microphones, no nothing. So a lot of the time people don't actually do anything. They just spend like the entire night talking. They actually spend the entire night talking and getting to know each other without cameras listening. But I mean, of course, they make it look like they didn't spend the entire night talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah.
I mean,
But yeah,
Can I
just
give you guys
just
my
in
top two.
yes, who's your top two?
It's definitely Brendan and Ivan.
What? You don't think she told Zach she was falling in love with him?
I think
It's gonna be the heartbreak of the show. I said it last week.
I actually agree with that. She's gonna realize, wait a second, like they're more my age. I think I said that last week too. I think that's why Zaxby's not gonna win.
It's definitely gonna be Brendan and Zach C, the final two. I said before I thought Brendan was gonna win. I'm changing my answer. I think Brendan's not ready for marriage because he's already alluding to it that he's like real nervous about this whole thing after being divorced, whatever.
Well, they straight up showed Ivan say he's not ready to propose.
Yes. So I don't think that's Ivan will get eliminated because of that. I think Zach C wins.
Do you think it comes down to she just straight up ask them like, "Are you ready to propose?" And if they say no or I don't know, she's like, "Okay, you're on."
That happened before
yeah.
with the final two, and the one guy said like, "I want to leave here dating you, but I can't get engaged to you," and she's like, well, "I need more than that," and she picked the other guy.
Yeah.
They're happening, babe.
Definitely wouldn't want to be meeting Ivan's mom if I was that girl. She seems like a stifler, huh?
Ivan's mom? Zach's brother was like, "You didn't answer the question." That he was like,
yeah, I know that. Ivan's mom was like,
she was a skeptic.
she's
That was the word she used.
Yeah.
I think she's more of a realist. Was like how how are you supposed to tell me that you love my son after a few weeks of
Oh,
knowing
that's true.
him? Like,
Yeah.
Not even
I guess
that.
the show makes her out to be like this
Yeah.
crazy mean mom, and it's like, yeah, you've known Tasha for like a week and a half, so we're a little skeptical.
how many
No,
times
not-
you hung out with her?
Not just, it's like you've only known my son for what? Total, I guess, like a month, if that.
It's been like 6 or 7 weeks.
Okay, so a month and a half on top of dating other guys.
Yes.
Like, yes, you have a right to be skeptical of this process. I'm sorry, with your son possibly getting married to this girl, yeah, I think you have a right to be skeptical. I mean, back to Ben though. Ben's sister seemed really, really cool.
She seems
Like
so
both those it was the family friend too. I forget her name. It was kind of
He
like
was a celebrity chef on Food Network.
what?
Yeah. Ben trains her and they're like really close now.
Oh wow.
Damn.
So
Well,
anyway, both those girls were really, really cool. So you just feel bad for Ben. I thought Ben was gonna get an upper hand just because like Tasha like loved his sister.
I bet they would have been really good friends,
Yeah.
but alas.
Yeah, but Ben blew it. Ben blew it. I think it's Brendan. I think it's Brendan and Ivan too. And I think Brendan wins. He's just cool. I don't know. He's cool, calm, and
Joe,
collected.
do you think Brendan wins?
What?
Joe, do you think Brendan wins too?
no, I think Ivan wins. I'm gonna say Ivan.
Wow, so we each have somebody different winning now. Last week we
Yeah.
all were all in on Brendan.
Yeah.
Also, when Ivan's brother came through the door, like that was a huge. I knew that was gonna happen. By the way, they mentioned it too many times, saying like, "Oh, I wish he was here. I wish he was here." He said it a third time, "I wish my brother was here." I'm like, he's gonna walk through the freaking door. I was like, we know this is gonna happen. So,
I fell for it. I fell
did?
for it. I was like, oh my god, I wish his brother was
like
here.
you don't
He's
say
so
it that
sweet.
many times. Yeah, they don't show that many times. It's like when they showed Bennett saying, I'm confident. I think this is a slam dunk. I'm confident." I'm like, you're about to go home.
I know, and usually I see right through those tricks, but this time I fell for it. I cried. It was a lot.
Wow, really?
Mm.
Oh yeah, tears.
It was
I mean, that was
also
an emotional moment.
they couldn't sound more different. Like they could not like I actually closed my eyes. I was listening to Ivan talk and then his brother. I'm like, they're not related
No,
at
it
all.
was literally why. But they love each other so much, and then I was like, what is like a pure brother moment? And there were more
Also,
tears.
Ivan's like a foot taller than him.
Yeah,
That dude is short. Wait, Savannah, did you say who's gonna win?
I said Zach C's gonna win.
And your final two is Zach and
Brendan.
Brendan. Okay. All right. Well,
Okay.
with that said,
Do we
if you
put a neck tattoo on the line to see who gets to win in the Bachelorette?
I will bet the neck tattoo for myself.
On
I
Ivan?
will bet my neck on Ivan.
Bold move.
anyway, let's wrap this up. All right. Okay. Instagram, DC Sports XP. Twitter, DC Sports XP. YouTube, we need some subscribers, so it would be youtube.com/DCXP. So yeah, subscribe, follow us on Twitter. You already know the handles. And if you listen this far, like I say, you are an angel. We appreciate you. So any last words from you guys?
Nope, let's
Talk
go
to you next time.
Washington.
Woo!
If this
Let's
is
go
we have-
football team.
Go football team, go team. You know, it's really funny how you can say go team and it makes sense. Anyway, maybe we'll bring back dad jokes. I got to edit that out because there's some long pauses in those dad jokes. And I would have made you guys laugh in person. I'll just tell you that right now. Anyway, Joe, how about you
I
write
love
3 this time so you don't steal my jokes?
Joke.
Joke.
All right.
All right. With that said, with DCXP podcast, till next week. Bye.